Micah Shrewsberry, regarded as one of the top young coaches in the country, becomes the 14th head coach in program history. Mitch Gerber alongside Coach Shrewsberry, who joins us virtually. Coach, why was Penn State the right opportunity for you?
It's an honor for me because Penn State's a great school, first and foremost. And I've always been at places that are, really driven to be great academically. I thought the administration, from Dr. Barron to Sandy to Lynn to everyone that I met and interacted with, were family oriented. And that was huge for me. Like, my family is one of the most important things that I'll talk about. And Penn State has a family, and they have a family atmosphere. And I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to be a part of some place that really wants to be excellent. And to see the excellence in a lot of the sports throughout, in all of the 31 sports, everyone's striving to be excellent. That's why I wanted to be here, and that's why I wanted to be the next head coach at Penn State.
You mentioned the word family multiple times. Who's had the biggest influence on your career?
It's funny. I've had a lot of people that have, I've really trusted and grown and learned under throughout, my whole career. But up until this point, the two guys that I've worked for at the very end, Brad Stevens and Matt Painter, have been very influential in kind of my success as a coach. And I've learned so much from those two guys. I've learned how to, run a program. They've showed me. They've ran successful programs, and they've given me the blueprint on what to do. And I'd be a dummy if I didn't follow those.
You've learned from some of the game's elite coaches, including head coach of the Boston Celtics, Brad Stevens. What will the blueprint of Penn State men's basketball be?
First and foremost, we want to be a team that makes Penn State proud. We want to be a team that we're going to play as hard as we can every single night. And I think in the Big Ten Conference, if you're not doing that, then you're not going to have success. Like, those are things that have to be staples within our program. We want to be a tough, defensive-minded team that, we make it hard for other people to score on us. And then we're opportunistic with our offense. Like, we want to turn defense into offense, but we also want to play a fun style where we're getting up and down. We want a lot of guys that can handle the ball, that can pass the ball, that can shoot the ball, that can be versatile. And we want to attack the basket. We want to get layups. We want to shoot threes. And we want to share the ball and be a team that represents this area, that represents this university. And by playing as hard as we can, by being as unselfish as we can, and being together at every opportunity, I think we'll represent Penn State well.
You're regarded as the offensive coordinator by many of your peers in the industry. What makes a successful offense?
For us, I think it starts with paint touches, getting the ball into the paint as much as possible. And that, can happen in a lot of different ways. It can be through a drive. It can be through a cut. It can be through a post up. There's a lot of different ways that you can do that, but it forces the defense to shrink, and it forces people to help. It forces them out of their comfort zone and puts them into rotations. And now when they're in rotations, then it allows you to do a lot of different things. So you can drive past them, you can shoot open shots, you can swing it to the next guy. And that's how we constantly want to have the other team playing. We want to put you in rotations as much as possible. So that's, for us, that's going to stand out, things like that, little things. We're going to, be a team that uses analytics. We're going to talk about, taking a lot of threes. We're going to talk about getting layups, what to stay away from offensively that doesn't work well. We're going to try not to do those things, but, we also want to have a lot of fun. We want our guys to play with a lot of freedom, and we don't want them thinking. We just want them playing, being fast, being aggressive, and, having a lot of fun and getting the crowd into it as much as possible.
The Big Ten is arguably the toughest conference in college basketball. Through your experiences at Purdue, what is the most important quality to a winning program?
Wow, it's the Big Ten is full of great coaches, and I'm honored to be one of those coaches now. But to have a great program is the consistency within the better teams in the league. And, if we can have that consistency night in and night out, I think that's how we build our program, and that's who we want to be. We're going to defend people, and that's what you have to do, to be a team that's considered in the NCAA tournament, and especially coming from our league. You have to be a great defensive team. And you look at the teams that are in the Big Ten now, they're at the top of that. So we want to first and foremost have a defensive DNA and be that kind of program that makes it hard for people to score on us. But then we need to flip it, capitalize, and be a great offensive team. There's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of great coaches, and you have to be special in certain areas, and that's what we want to be. We want to attain to be one of those programs, to be special, to do something special. So we're playing games in late March. Penn State, that's where we want to be. We want to play games in the NCAA tournament, and that's going to be our goal from day one.
Coach, aside from consistency and defense, two hot words that you used a couple of times, what are your coaching philosophies?
There's a lot of things that go into it. I'm huge on values. I'm huge on connecting with people. I'm big on the values. A lot of the values that this university has align with some of the values that I want my program to have. And a big part of that is community. And I want to be a part of this community. And I want this community to be a part of us. This isn't my basketball program. This is Penn State's program. The coaching philosophy is a lot of different things. I think I've been able to learn a lot of different ways of how to do things. That's one way that the NBA has taught me. One thing that I've learned from the NBA is you have to adjust. You have to be able to adjust quickly. You have to be able to move from one thing to the next. So, my philosophy and my philosophy in coaching is built around our best players. And we want to put our players in the best position as possible to succeed. So that's what we want to do. We want this to be a program where guys come in and they get better. Guys come in and they reach their goals that they want to reach. And I want to help you do that through our philosophy. Our philosophy is going to be built on toughness. It's going to be built on defense. It's going to be built on the Penn State brand. And we're going to strive for excellence each and every night. So if we can build it that way, that's how I want to build it. That's the vision that I have for this program. That's what we're going to strive and attain to be. And, my philosophy, we'll be able to do it a lot of different ways, but it's going to be built around the players.
You said that this is Penn State's program. What is your underlying message to Nittany Nation?
I'm excited to be here, but I want them to be excited about our team. We're going to do this together. This is how we're going to do it. This is a group that's going to be gritty. We're going to be tough, and we're going to represent you how you want to be represented. So every night out, when whether we win, whether we lose, or it's a home game or it's a road game, you want to leave the gym and say that's what Penn State basketball is. And when you have that feeling, you want to come back for more. We want to get people, we want to get you in the gym. I want people there, because you're going to drive our program. You're going to drive our players by, packing the Bryce Jordan Center. But when you leave that place, you're going to say, that's what Penn State basketball is. And every time you come in there, you're going to see that each night, every single night, home, road, watching on TV, coming into the Bryce Jordan. We're going to show you what Penn State basketball is. And now come and, feel it. Help us as much as you can. Be a part of this thing. We're going to have fun. We're going to do it the right way, but we want people to say, this is a program that I can jump on their back and ride these guys.
A part of building to that success is recruits. When you contact a recruit to come play ball at Penn State University, why should they jump at the opportunity?
There's a lot of things that go into it. Like I said, first and foremost, the education here. You can get a first-class education. If you can have a dream through education, through basketball, this is a place for you. And, besides that, I think the experience of our coaching staff. like what we want to do. We want this to be a development program. Like you're going to come here and get better. You're going to get better on the court. You're going to get better off the court. We're going to grow you from an 17, 18, 19-year-old kid into a man that's ready to enter this world the right way. And, part of development's not just basketball. We're going to develop you in all areas, but we're going to make you better. And you're not going to be the same person walking in the door as when you leave this door. And, my experiences in the NBA, my experiences in college basketball, I have a vast, wealth of knowledge, the things that I've picked up from great coaches in a lot of different areas, great players. I've seen the players at the highest level. Like, here's how I can help you. Here's how you can help Penn State, and we can succeed together.
What are the next steps that need to be made towards the infrastructure of the program's everyday life?
For us, like, I've always been in a place where, you do more with less. But we don't want to settle for what we have. Like, we're going to go all hands on deck and be the best program that we can be. But, the first number one is let's make the Bryce Jordan Center one of the toughest places to play in the Big Ten Conference. So we want to fill it. Like, we need to fill it, and we need fans to do it. But from there, like, they've made adjustments to the locker room, to the weight room, things like that. The biggest investment, I think, is in people. The people that we have in our program, the people that we're bringing into our program. I think that's the biggest kind of thing right now that we need to invest in, that we are going to invest in, and where I think we're going to take off.
When it comes to investing in your people, that also means filling out the rest of your coaching staff. So how soon will you approach the assistant coaches within your program?
You know what? We're going to take time. We want to have the right people here. Like, there's no rush. We want to find guys that are good fits for Penn State, guys that are good fits for me, guys that have the same values as me. Guys that our guys will enjoy being around. We're going to put in a lot of sweat equity with our guys. Like, we're going to get on the court right away and work with you. We're going to be out as a full team in the community, like ingraining ourselves and doing as much as we can. So I want assistants that want to be a part of that. I want assistants that, value a great education, that value development and making guys better. So I want to find that group, and it'll be the right group. And when we announce it, I think people will be proud of that group.
Coach, appreciate your time. Welcome to Happy Valley, and looking forward to seeing you in State College soon.
I'm looking forward to being there. I can't wait. I'm excited for the first opportunity to step on campus. Please, I'm going to be out. I'm going to be about. I'm going to be walking. I'm going to be moving wherever. Please come and say hi. I want to be a part of this community. I can't wait to be a part of this community. Don't be bashful and not say anything. Like, we are Penn State, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Look at him. He's already got the "we are" saying down. He's got the Penn State polo on. Coach, appreciate your time.
Nice. Thank you. Thanks for your time, Mitch.